A Psalm of the Sons of Korah. This one shifts tone completely from Psalm 44. It's a celebration poem, likely written for a king's wedding. It has two big movements. First, the king, and second, the bride. But it's bigger than just a wedding. It presents an ideal king under God's rule, okay? Let's check this one. So, my heart is stirred by a noble theme. The writer is excited. This is poetry flowing from admiration. He describes the king as handsome, gracious in speech, blessed by God forever. Then, warrior language. Gird your sword, ride out victoriously, defend truth, humility, and justice. The king's power is meant to protect righteousness, not crush people randomly. Then, your throne, O God, will last forever and ever. This line is striking. The king's rule is described with divine language. He loves righteousness and hates wickedness. God anoints him with joy. The point here, the king's legitimacy flows from alignment with God's justice. Authority without righteousness is unstable. The king's strength is moral, okay? Then, now the focus shifts to celebration, right? Royal garments, fragrant robes, palace music. Then advice to the bride. Forget your people and your father's house, meaning shift loyalty fully into this new covenant. The king is your Lord. This is covenant language, leaving one identity, joining another. Marriage here mirrors covenant commitment, okay? Then she is described as glorious within, adorned in gold, and led in joy and gladness. The tone is dignity and celebration, not transaction. The union is meant to provide joy and stability, okay? Then, instead of ancestors, there will be sons. The name of the king will be remembered through generations. So the wedding is about more than romance. It's about legacy. Covenant faithfulness produces generational impact, okay? So let's check the key lessons from the psalm. The first one is leadership should reflect righteousness and justice. Second lesson, true authority flows from alignment with God. Third lesson, covenant relationships require full commitment. Fourth lesson, joy and dignity belong in covenant celebrations. Final lesson, faithfulness builds legacy. In summary, Psalm 45 is a royal wedding song celebrating a king marked by righteousness, justice, and divine favor. It praises his beauty, strength, and moral integrity, then turns to the bride who is called into covenant loyalty and honor and royal dignity. The psalm ends with a vision of lasting legacy. It presents an ideal picture of leadership and covenant love under God's rule. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, share, and see you in the next one.